Hey guys, welcome to another video. iQueenix here. So with all this free time that we have during this corona lockdown type of stuff, I know some of you are trying to figure out what to watch. At least that is what I am doing. So I decided to make a list of automotive movies, automotive based actually. Basically car movies. That is what the title will be saying. I believe so. So I made a list of car movies that you can watch if you're an enthusiast, if you're a movie fan. Some might prefer movies, some might prefer a novel. So this is a list of movies that you can watch at this time. If you haven't watched them already, give them a look. Sometimes when I make videos, I overlay some clips. With this list, I'll try to use as much as I can, like to the minimum amount, because copyright are really really on the lookout for creators who are using like other people's content. So in this video I will overlay some clips, but very short ones. I'll be mostly talking over some clips. And yeah, so as always, if you're not subscribed here, please consider subscribing. We make videos almost daily and upload after one day. I don't have an upload schedule. I usually just make videos and just upload when I upload, because staki kujipatia pressure na YouTube stuff. I swear this is a hot day. I'm sweating all over. So yeah, and if you're an OG subscriber, as always, you fill my heart with joy. I appreciate you. Stay tuned for more, as always. So roll the intro and let's start the video.
You should take it slow.
The first film on my list would be Baby Driver. Basically, it's an action/drama film by Edgar Wright. It features a young driver, Ansel, who goes by the name Baby. He's a getaway driver trying to get away from the life of crime, and so he's paying up like a debt, and while saving up to get away, he meets a girl who transitions to be his girlfriend. She's basically a waitress at this popular diner he goes to. This not so popular diner. Not so popular. Yeah, it barely gets anybody. So yeah, she's a waitress, and that changes to that, while he's trying to get that, blackmail and all that stuff. Basically a good movie. It has awesome cutscenes, and the gunshots rhyme with the beats, which is another awesome thing. Great supporting actors like Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx is a really nice actor no matter what role he's doing. Yeah, really awesome movie. If you haven't checked it out, please check it out. So the next film would be Mad Max. Okay, Mad Max Fury Road. Mad Max has a lot of installations from the previous times, like on 90s, I guess. And Mad Max is it's set in this post-apocalyptic type of scene where the old civilization has died down, so there is this new type of civilization. So Mad Max, he's a drifter, he's a survivor, on the wastelands. So yeah, he unwillingly joins this imperator called as Furiosa. She's basically trying to overthrow this tyrant, let's say tyrant, yeah, somebody who rules like some part of some wasteland, and she's trying to overthrow him because he's like really controlling how much water everybody's getting, and that's not sitting well with everybody. So yeah, so that is what that movie entails. One thing you didn't know, like Mad Max is just one huge chase scene with crazy cars and all that. Basically the whole time they're driving and they're being chased, so it's like a chase type of movie. which is good. It's Tom Hardy, the Venom guy. He can never go wrong. Yeah, and it's a really exciting movie. And if you have not watched other installation of Mad Max, the previous ones, please go watch. It all ties in really nice. And yeah, so really awesome movie. Give it a look. And I have this great scene where Max it's like he's like tied in front of a car, and he's swinging, and plus he's a blood bank to the driver, so he's supposed to be there at all times. So yeah, Mad Max, check it out. Next movie on my list would be Rush. Rush basically is a biographical type of film where it takes into account other people's perspective on a certain story, real life events. Basically they just chambo other people, what they say, and then they make a film out of it. It might be a little bit exaggerated because the information bounces all over when it passes from one person to another. So the film is basically based on the rivalry between two drivers. Who was it? James Hunt, played by Almighty Thor. No, he's played by Chris Hemsworth. And the other driver is Niki Lauda during the 1976 Formula 1 Grand Prix. Yeah, basically, these guys were really hot on each other's tail. One winning, one the other. Everybody wants to outdo the other. Drive in the rain, drive in the dry. And Niki was a really outspoken driver. I remember this scene. It was raining. I think it was. Yeah, in this scene it was raining, and he told everybody that we should not drive here because I'm better than everybody, so I'll just win. And James Hunt didn't want to hear that, so it forced him to drive in the rain. It's a good movie. I constantly watch it because it has that like inspirational type of touch to it, as in it inspires. Yeah, they ended up. Okay, let me not give you spoilers. So yeah, watch the movie if you get your hands to it. Just and I believe it's on some platforms like Showroom or Showmax or Netflix. So it's easily accessible. So take it. Yeah, and if you're a fan of Thor, this is a really nice film because Thor is one of the greatest actors ever lived. Thor, Chris Hemsworth. So the next film on my list, one of my favorite actually, it's the Fast and the Furious, Tokyo Drift. It's technically the third film on the franchise. It's the third film on the franchise, but it's chronologically set between 6 and 7, Fast 6 and 7, so that it ties in with the whole franchise. Because back then, while they're making the Fast and the Furious movie, things were a little bit all over the place. Actors were like not coming back, like Vin Diesel was not coming back, and though he did make it to the movie at a price, because he wanted to get the Marvel's rights to the Riddick. I believe he got that. He did another flop with that one. So basically it encapsulates the life of a certain teen, American teen, from Texas. Basically a muscle guy, but a street racer. He gets into trouble there, so his mom and dad technically decide he should go and live with his dad, who lives in Tokyo, Japan. And he also gets into street racing through meeting Han. Actually, he meets Bow Wow first, then Han from the Furious, who teaches him how to drift, do all that good stuff with the back wheels. And and that's all. Basically this film gets a lot of hate. I don't know how much it scored on Rotten Tomatoes, but it was really low, but I tend to believe that a good film that is based on cars should encapsulate the driver's experience with a particular car or some particular type of skill. And basically a good car film should focus on the car and the driver, and with me it must have, you know, a particular scene where they build a car. Like in this movie, they build that, you know, Frankenstein Mustang RB25, which is something, you know. Actually, the first time I actually saw like a swap like that, it was in that movie, and I remember it. And yeah, with this movie, it really inspires me. I have that, you know, that Blu-ray type of collection where this is one of them. You know, the really expensive stuff. I believe I'll link a video I just did. I did about that sometime back, me and Ray. So yeah, you know, yeah. And basically, as much as this movie gets a lot of hate, you know, the, you know, purists deep down know like this movie is like the legit type of, how the legit type of car film should move. I usually try and I always try and say to my friends who, you know, critique this movie, like, people who hate this movie are the ones who prefer jumping cars across 3 buildings. Which is very unrealistic. So we move on to the next one. So the next car on my list, not the videos zingine. The next movie on my on my list would be Gone in 60 Seconds. A little bit kind of old, but it's okay. It's still one of my favorites. So Gone in 60 Seconds, it features Memphis Reigns, a former car thief, who is forced to come back to the life of crime, stealing cars, you know, with his team, because he has to save his brother's life, because, you know, his brother got into this type of deal that floated, and you know, the big guy, the bad guy, will kill him, so that, you know, if they do not deliver on, like, I don't know, it's 50 cars, around 50 cars or 60, not sure, check it up. Yeah, I haven't watched it in a while. So yeah, they basically have to steal cars so that to save his brother's life. You know, it's a good movie, not it's not like over dramatized like the current ones. Good. My favorite scene is where the helicopter chases Nicolas Cage, Memphis, and the helicopter cannot keep up because, you know, he armed the nitrous, and, you know, that button that is written like "Go baby go." Yeah, that's my favorite scene. Yeah, it's a generally good movie. Angelina Jolie is in, so, you know, and other good actors. So a generally good movie. Yeah, generally good movie. So the next movie on my list would be Ford versus Ferrari. This is a really high grade type of movie because it's also like biographical type of film, you know, based on accounts of other people, that type of movie. So this movie revolves around the rivalry between Ford and Ferrari back in the day. You know, basically Ferrari sometimes back wasn't doing so well, and, you know, Ford wanted to buy it, so that, you know, to buy it out, I believe. But during the meeting where they are supposed to sign, the Ferrari felt some type of way, and they did not go through with the deal. So Ford's son, the Deuce, also felt some type of way, and, you know, vowed to get revenge on Ferrari by, you know, beating Ferrari at Le Mans. Le Mans is actually an endurance type of race where, you know, you drive for 24 hours continuously. So Ford, you know, they brought Carroll Shelby. Carroll Shelby. They legit named somebody Carroll, but it's okay. He's a really like a kingpin in the automotive stuff, even though he passed away. Yeah, and you know, they brought in Carroll Shelby, who, you know, to build the car, and they also brought Ken Miles, who's an awesome driver, British. Yeah, but he was kind of headed type of person, but he came through for the team big time. So this is a more recent type of movie. Please watch it. It's a really nice installation. I wish they could, like, you know, with biographical, those type of movie where they take accounts of other people's. I really like those films because, you know, you can see like how things really go down. So yeah, Ford versus Ferrari. my best scene on this movie is where Ken Miles was racing, and basically was restricted to by the executive, like don't go over 6,000 RPM, and Carol just walks up with a board and just says 7,000 plus, go like hell. And he goes on to win the race by pushing the car to almost its limit. So yeah, Ford versus Ferrari, awesome movie, watch it. I swear it's been so hot of lately. I'm literally sweating in here. They don't have AC in this old car. Hii jua ni ya mvua hii. I swear. Hii jua ni ya mvua. Famous Kenyan saying. So the next car on my list would be actually the seventh movie on my list. Nini mbaya na kusema car? So the seventh on my list would be Born to Race. Basically, Born to Race is like a low budget type of movie. Yeah, it encapsulates the life of a young rebellious teenager who participates in some street illegal type of stuff and illegal type of stuff. Street illegal type of stuff. Yeah. And basically he gets into trouble because he actually went to a street race and crashed his sponsor's car, and that got him into a lot of trouble. And basically the mom decided that, you have had enough of you, and you just go live with your father. And the father is another whole other thing. He's a drunk, and he's a drunk who also came clean. He used to be a NASCAR driver. NASCAR meaning, those stock cars, those cars that go round and round and round, those American type of muscle cars. And he crashed, busted up his leg. So yeah, kuna story yake. And so he goes to live with his father in a small type of town, and that town they breathe and eat V8s, basically a town that is cultured into the American muscle, and he's an import type of guy because he drives a Subaru. So yeah, see him try and battle out with the big muscle guys on the track. It's cool. It's a really nice type of movie. Actually, this is one that is really available. I believe it's on YouTube. Some people do upload some videos on YouTube, which is kind of illegal, but it's on YouTube. You can watch it. If it's on YouTube, you can watch it. You can watch it. So go check it out. It's a really fun, awesome movie. I recommend to all my friends. Come to watch the movie, go watch it. Go watch it. Nasi ati nimelipa na hizo studio. So yeah, Born to Race. So the next film on my list, actually it's not a film, it's more of like a series. It's Formula 1 Drive to Survive. Basically, Formula 1 Drive to Survive is a collaboration between Netflix and Formula 1. It gives like that documentary type of scene where it focuses on the drivers and how they relate to their team owners, their managers, and basically just how Formula 1 drivers live and race, their challenges. Actually, before this I thought Formula 1 was kind of easy, but after watching this series, those guys go through a lot. As in, if there is a much, as in after 1 year you could have no job after like some few races. With Formula 1 it's a really competitive sport. Kwanza with Lewis Hamilton uko juu, dominating every year. That guy is fast. You should really watch that series to see how fast Lewis Hamilton is. That guy is so fast. So yeah, Formula 1 type of stuff, real nice stuff. It's actually on the second season. I'm waiting for a third season because I'm a huge fan. Second season will drop if you can watch the same day and nikaimaliza. So yeah, Formula 1 Drive to Survive, awesome stuff. This is one documentary you can sit and watch all through, and I can repeat it again and again. Yeah, so Formula 1 Drive to Survive, it's on Netflix, get it. So that is so the next film on my list is that. Basically that is a motocross type of movie that focuses on trophy track racing. Basically, trophy track racing are those like really, those pickup trucks that that race on that. I believe I don't know, like there is like some layman language type of explanation, but basically pickup trucks that race on pickup trucks on steroids. So yeah, so it focuses on that type of racing, and it follows the arrest of a young teenager who gets arrested because of jacking up cars and stealing cars for somebody. So he gets arrested because he waves at a cop after seeing him crash, which was really stupid. And he's forced to avoid jail time, and to avoid a lot of talk. A cop wills in a favor where he goes to live with another team owner, and team owner, a former racer, and from there it just leads him to racing a trophy track. A really inspirational type of film. It's I believe it's also sponsored by ESX, same as Born to Race. So I believe their point would be like trying to get kids out of street racing into trying to go legit, showing you that it might happen and it's true. Please, if you're street racing, your choices have consequences. I'm not saying it's bad, but choices have consequences. Try and go legit for some time. Go to race wars, track your car. Do not street race. You might die from that stuff. But your life, your choice. So the last film on my top 10 list would be Need for Speed. Basically, Need for Speed is a film adaptation of the video game Need for Speed, obviously, by Electronic Arts, EA Games. Basically, it focuses on the life of a street racer who gets into trouble because of street racing, obviously, and he gets kind of framed. So he ends up in jail. He comes out with when he comes out with a plan for revenge, because the guy who framed him also killed a friend. So that's the plan, and basically you should really watch it. I believe that this movie should get a lot of love, because this movie was really nice. If you look at it, I know people these days always just try and focus with some crazy car scenes and flipping and jumping, which is not so good. I know it's good for action and for pay, but sometimes a simple movie like Born to Race, it's a really nice. It gets it inspires, because we all know. So yeah. This movie got a 23% on Rotten Tomatoes. Me, actually, when I went to see this movie in cinemas, I thought it was one of the best movies ever. After looking at the reviews, I was so disappointed. So Need for Speed, and a really nice movie. If you haven't seen it, I recommend it to you. So yeah, that's the last film on my list. That comes with the end of the video. I know it's kind of super short. As I said, I will release some clips that won't harm the channel in any way, copyright strike or stamp or some stuff. I will link all the video material to the respective creators, studios, whoever I find. I'll just link it. So that you guys can check it out. Another thing. As always, do the good stuff, comment, like, share. Hizo vitu zenye unajua, sometimes back some people used to tell me I don't tell people to subscribe to my channel. It's because it's kinda I think YouTube is kinda 20 years old, I believe. It's not 2015, somewhere there. And we all know how YouTube works. If you like something, unaipatia like, unaisubscribia, and you share it. Ikikubamba sana, imekuguza roho, una comment. Easy stuff. That good stuff. Another thing, people are asking me mbona navaa kofia kwa videos. It's because if you see me, I'm kind of a hairy guy. I am so hairy in the right spots. So I have a lot of hair, especially on the head. Maintaining it is kind of not easy, so that's why I'm masking it with a cape. So if you see this cape in future videos, usianze kuniuliza mbona navaa cape. I have plans with my hair, so and why fix up hair and we are still in-house doesn't make sense, at least to me. So see you on the next video. Thank you for watching this one. As always, peace out.